Hey guys, welcome back. So today we got the 2GR on the rack. Well, it's always been on the rack, but we're probably going to take it off the rack today. I guess what's different is I took the intake manifold off on the top and I put this mount that my friend Kevin had built for me. So this is what we're going to use to lift the engine up. And I got to use it to lift the engine off of the stand as well. So today, the goal really is a lot of stuff I have to do today. I don't think I'm going to get to everything. I was hoping to get the transmission clearance and mounted, but I think I might be asking for too much on one video. But anyways, there are a couple things I have to get done. Got the water neck that was modified from TCS. I got to get it reinstalled right here. It needs new gaskets on the inside. There's an O-ring that goes right here. So we got to replace all of this. I'm going to show you the parts in a second. As a matter of fact, let me just take you right now and show you the parts so we can get this thing installed. All right, so this is, like I mentioned, our water neck, and we got to get it installed. Basically, there are two little triangles here, and it goes on right here. So you're just going to line this thing up, just like that, and basically bolt it down. Now, there are two nuts on either side on both triangles, and then there's a bolt that goes in. So all of these are 7 foot-pounds if you're looking for the torque specs. So 7 foot-pounds to tighten it up. These are the gaskets. I got them on Rock Auto. So you're gonna replace one gasket here, one gasket over here. So I have 2. All right. So let's see, is there a part number? There's your part number. Now you can obviously get this from Toyota, but this is through Rock Auto, okay? And then there is an O-ring, which I did get from Toyota. Actually, here is the, let's see, I guess I have part number 96761240241. This is what the dealer provided. I'm going to match it up just to make sure, but the O-ring goes right on here. You're going to put some soapy water when you're installing this, so this thing slides on, and basically just snap it in, bolt it down, you're done. Now on my 2GR, there is this extra line here. I'm not really sure what it does, but you're gonna have to cap this line off because this does not get used. And I got these caps from TCS. So you can get some caps, can get them from somewhere else. I happen to get these from TCS. And basically what you're gonna do is you're gonna slide this thing on, it's gonna block it, and you're gonna use one of these constant tension clamps just to block this off. So for the water neck installation, that's pretty much it. So I am gonna go grind the block off. I'm only gonna put this on for now and leave this later on because I figure there's gonna be a bunch of dust and stuff. So I'll clean this off afterwards and install the water neck, but I wanted you guys to see the process, okay? So let's move on to the next item that we have to get done. All right, so we got the plug on. These are gonna come afterwards, and then we gotta get the exhaust manifold. Actually, they're just mocked up here. They're not on 100%. So there are a couple, obviously you gotta have a mounting hardware to get these on. Now they do have a gasket behind there. Again, here is my part number. Comes two in one kit, and there's your part number. So this is, as you can see, I bought some Moly gaskets for the engine. So you're simply gonna take this off and then torque these nuts to 15 foot-pounds. So that's the torque spec. Now, it is gonna be a challenge because if you look at here, you're not gonna be able to get a torque wrench inside of here. This one, probably not, just based looking at the angle. And you're probably gonna have to put the nut, like move this thing back, put the nut on and then kind of work it in. But what I'm gonna do is like this one, I know I can get a torque wrench on. I'm gonna tighten these up by hand with a wrench, and then I'm gonna put the torque wrench on to see how many degrees I turn to get to the 15 pound-foot torque spec, and then try to do the same with these. So just kind of have to get creative with that, but you gotta get these mounted. So after I'm done here, I'm gonna go in, I'm gonna replace my spark plugs. So new spark plugs will go in. These are torqued to 13 foot-pounds. So spark plugs on either side, 3 over here, 3 over there. And for the most part, we're ready to put the transmission on. Once we clearance the block, then we'll drop the wire harness on. And then, you know, we gotta pull the AC compressor off because there's a crank sensor on the back that you have to plug in, and it's kind of hidden. So we'll have to figure that out. I'll probably do a video showing you guys how the wire harness goes on. But today, my big mission really is to get this block clearanced. So As you can see here, I'll show you the marks. So let's get into where I marked, and this is from research online as to how to fit the transmission for the MR2 onto the 2GR. Now in my case, most of the videos you have guys, they're doing the E153. I don't have an E153, I got an S54. So I know the S54, they say goes on with 3 mounting bolts. I believe it's somewhere here. This one that we had tapped earlier, if you were following the channel, you would have seen me tap this couple of videos back. And there's somewhere on this side that is mounted to, but I'm not sure where it mounts. So what I'm going to do is, I know for sure we got a clearance here. I know for sure we got to chop this part off right on the bottom. I know for sure we got to cut this little leg off here on this side. And then it says we're supposed to grind this area down and this area down a little bit. So I don't know. What I'm going to do is do this side, do the bottom leg here, and then take the engine off, put the transmission up, see exactly what is required. Because I don't know if we need to do all of that for S54 training, but you guys are going to find out because I'm going to figure it out right now. So with that said, guys, let's just get the grinder out. I have a grinder, I have a Dremel. Just going to see what works best to get this off. Go at it. All right, so let's start with this side, front part of the engine. So we're going to have to grind this off and chop this piece off. I have a Dremel. I'm going to try this first. I don't know how well it's going to work. I kind of started it. It was going fine, but it's creating a lot of dust. So we'll see. But yeah, we're going to use a Dremel, or if not, we'll bring out the grinder. Either way, it's going to get ground down. So I'm going to try to show you guys, but it's going to be dusty. So we'll see. Alright guys, so we finally got all the cutting done. Again, I don't know if the clearance that I did is adequate until I take this off the engine stand and try to put the transmission in. That's when I'll know for sure. But it's going to be in the ballpark. So let's look at what we did. Right here, where you have that little 2GR sign, just basically clean this cavity out. And, you know, I use a series of like a grinder and the cutoff wheel to kind of get this out. So just take your time, you'll be fine. So that's there. Then this little ear that was here, cut it off. As far as I understand, this is not going to get reused. So we cut that off, and then let's head over to the other side. All right, looking at the other side, we had a little ear right here. We cut that off as well. And then this, I ground it down to kind of match with my engine stand. I think I might have to go lower here, but I don't want to go too low until I try to, again, match up the transmission to the motor. And then this section, we kind of narrowed it down to kind of make it flat going up. Now there, in my case, I have no threads in here, so I don't even know why. I think for the E153 or some of these motors, there's a threaded bolt here that some guys are using. So I'm kind of curious how this is going to work right here. But you know, we'll figure that out. But for now, I grounded down. Those are the points. And then this one right here, we had tapped for a bolt. So I know this is going to be one of the securing points that we use on this motor. Now I was going to go ahead and get the exhaust manifolds on, but then if you look under here, there is one of these studs that's missing. So I didn't realize that before, so I'm gonna have to get with Toyota, find that stud. So I can't mount this side, so that's gonna delay me somewhat in terms of, you know, moving forward with this build. So for now, what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna put the water neck on, and then we're just gonna wrap up the video. And then I don't know if I'll film it when I guess I'll film in another video when I'm trying to put this together. So you guys will see exactly where the mounting points are for the S54. But that's kind of like where we are, made some progress. So let me get the water neck on and we'll close out. Alright, so I was able to get this side exhaust manifold on. I had to hand tighten a bunch of those, but hey, there's no other way to do it except to hand tighten because you can't get a torque wrench on them. And then this side, I gotta get the stud and the water neck. I put my 2 new gaskets on. The O-ring I have is actually a little bit too big, so I'm just gonna reuse the original O-ring. It looks fine, so fingers crossed, no leaks. Worst case, you can always pop this off and redo it. So now I'm gonna get the water neck on, and we're just gonna slip this on and torque these 6 fasteners to 7 foot-pounds, and that's it. We're done. You should feel a little bit snug right here as this O-ring seats. And then the sender here, this is 14 foot-pounds, so just so you guys have the specs. So we'll just throw these on, button this up, and we're done on this side. So that's a wrap. So we got the sensor in 14 foot-pounds. So that's how I got done today. Again, I knew I was being, I was trying to achieve more than I actually probably could today. But we got some stuff done. The block was clearanced. We got this header on permanently. We got the water neck on permanently. Hopefully no leaks with that O-ring. And now I just got to fix this side header, and then I'm going to take the engine off the lift now so we can start matching up the transmission here and see what that looks like. I also need to get the rear main seal inside here replaced, and the only way to do it is you got to take it off the engine stand. So I'm going to do that next. So you guys stay tuned. Let's see. We're getting closer. Catch you guys on the next one.